Hi guys, this is Vol. I know I'm a bit late, but better late than never commentating on a Strelok game. This is Strelok, MYM Strelok, up against Nell Kiss, a Zerg player, and the map is Bluestorm. We've got Strelok up the top right, this is Blue Terran, and Nell Kiss is down the bottom left as the brown Zerg, and I'm feeling a little bit hungover from the Dawn of War LAN that I had last night with some buddies. Had a really good time. Shout out to those guys if they just happened to be sort of running into this commentary. But yeah, I thought I'd commentate on a game here while my internet's down, and hopefully it'll be back up later so I can upload this. But there's Strelok putting down his first supply depot, so he's not going to wall in his choke. Sending out another SCV though, so maybe he'll be putting out a barracks. Or just scouting, so here we go with the SCV, heading out to see what Kiss is up to. Recently I've been having a lot of problems with gun cam, and I had a real serious problem a few days ago when I was trying to do some Soulstorm stuff, and apparently gun cam was just using system memory in a way that it wasn't supposed to, or something like that, and I ran into some problems. Actually had to sort of roll the system back and so forth, and in the meantime, I've dialed it back a bit. I am not including any sound in this commentary. I want to keep things as low-key as possible, and hopefully I'll sort out the issues later and get the sort of the better quality commentaries rolling along later. Now, looking at Kiss's base here, he's sending out 2 drones because he knows that the SCV is going to be locking the second hatchery, because Kiss has gone for a 9 pull with quick gas, and here's Strelok's SCV just getting rid of making sure the drones don't plant down that hatchery straight away. Doing a good job of it too, but eventually he's going to lose so much hit points that he's going to be forced to retreat or lose the SCV. And finally, after some delay, the Zerg are able to put down the hatchery. So a little bit of a slow start there from Nell Kiss, and look at what Strelok's doing here. Putting another supply depot in the choke, so he's actually completely walling off his choke with supply depots, meaning that he's actually going to have to kill one of them or cancel it in order to actually get his Marines out later in the game. So, but on the other hand, he's actually completely watertight. Actually, no, the Marines can sort of get through that gap there. Yeah, he is actually going to have to get rid of one of the depots later on if he wants to get tanks out, though. That's for sure. But in the meantime, he's going to be very, very safe against any kind of Zergling rush. That's for sure. But I'm just really surprised why he didn't wall it off with a barracks or something. It might have been a better way to go. Who can tell? Well, actually, if he had gone for the barracks, the Marines would have been spawning on the southern side of the barracks, and that would have made them vulnerable to Zerglings once he was rushing there. Kiss has gone for a 3 hatchery push. And what's going on over here? Wow, Strelok's actually building a proxy barracks, and it's been found immediately by Nell Kiss. He's cancelled it. So that, don't know what's going on there, but it looks like Strelok's plan was to actually build a proxy barracks and go for a quick 2-racks build. And I noticed that he hasn't built a command center at all. So and in fact he's gone for the academy with the refinery as well. So this appears to be like a sunk break build, or at least a serious kind of anti-9 pull, but more towards the sunk break. And he was going to get that second barracks up at the top left and trick Kiss into thinking he was going for a standard kind of float the command center over style build. That would have been cool if he had managed to get away with that, but thanks to the great scouting there by Kiss, he's prevented that. And here comes Strelok's second barracks anyway, a bit later than he expected, and Kiss is going to have a really good idea of what's going on now, so it's going to be tough for Strelok to actually break through here and do some damage. But he is putting down that engineering bay. He's going to need it, because by the time he gets across the map to actually do a sunk break, Nell Kiss is probably going to have mutilisks up. But one thing that Nell Kiss is also going to want to have up is sunken colonies. He's definitely going to need those. And here's the first one coming now, I hope, for the sake of the Zerg player here. Yeah, there it is. Notice also that he got an evolution chamber, so that indicates that he was thinking about maybe pushing into the late game and skipping lurkers or something and going for Ultralists, maybe that kind of build. But no, that'd be a bit risky. But having an early engineering bay not an engineering bay, evolution chamber is not a bad idea for that +1 carapace. And there's Strelok destroying his own supply depot as we predicted earlier. And moving out with looks to be 2 Firebats fronting his lines there. So he's looking at 3 Firebats, so he's looking to be serious at driving back the Zerglings, and that he has done very easily right now. But he needs to watch out for that small pocket of 3 infantry units hanging around by themselves. Yeah, you've got to bring in some reinforcements there. There's the Spire, indeed, from Nel, because he's putting down that second colony, but he's going to need more than 2. And there's the 3rd. But he may even need more than 3 if Strelok actually gets enough troops over there. Strelok's pushing up very quickly, so he's only got a low number. And he hasn't actually finished ranged or +1 weapons at this point. Getting that 3rd barracks, and it looks like he's really going to be pressuring on. Folks, I've actually seen this style before from Strelok, where he doesn't actually expand at all. He just plays off one base and just plays like Marines into tanks, or if he needs them in vessels. Off one base. It hasn't always worked for him, and I'm not a big fan of the strategy, but it looks like this is one that Strelok has been a bit stubborn on and is really trying to make it work quite well, and if anybody can pull it off, it'd be him. So I'm really keen to see how this works out, but I mean, the unfortunate thing is that Nelkiss knows exactly what he's doing. Kiss knows that he's not going to expansion. Kiss knows that he just has to prevent this early game rush, and with Mutalisks along later in the game, he should be able to dominate. He should really be able to control this and do very well. So, let's just see what Strelok does in response to that. Bringing his Marines over, and at the very least, he will force Nelkiss into producing a lot of sun colonies. This is the 4th one, and scans it, and even goes to the 5th. So, Strelok will know that Kiss is actually wasting a lot of minerals. Well, not wasting, but being forced to use up a lot of minerals on static defenses here. And those are investments that the Zerg can ill afford to make a lot of the time. Even though they need to. So just the fact that Strelok's standing there with like 4 Firebats, 4 medics, and a bunch of Marines, like 8 Marines, just the fact that he's standing there is forcing those colonies to pop up. And he just tested the waters there and realized that he's not going to be able to push through, especially with not with the Mutalisks hanging around. But the Mutalisks are heading straight for Strelok's base, and this looks pretty dire because Strelok only has these few Marines at the front actually stimming up, even though they have no medic support at all, and the Mutalisks are just having a field day here. But good thing for Strelok that the Mutalisks aren't actually attacking SCVs, because what he can do is just pull back with his main force. He's doing that right now according to the minimap, and he'll be able to eventually defend this, but not without taking casualties. Look at this. Mutalisks, totally, this is like all their Christmases have come at once, basically, because it's a Terran base without turrets in it, and you don't see that very often, but Strelok, unfortunately, couldn't